YouTube. You scared me for a second there, YouTube. You said that live streaming was not available, but yet here we are. Welcome to Mirror Domains. And this is your place for entertainment headlines. It's a live news show for movie fans where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, as long as YouTube plays ball. And it looks like it is. So here's on the schedule for today. Here's what's on the schedule. The Nanny Movie. Really? Wicked movie. It's got some quotes. Avatar 3, Creed 3, Dune Part 2. What's opening up in the theaters this weekend? Well, Knock at the Cabin's opening up, so we'll be talking about that. And we'll go through what's there playing at the theater as well. But we start off today's show by talking about Seth Rogen making a very questionable statement about the MCU. Let's get into it. Seth Rogen says Marvel movies are geared towards kids and not for adults with no kids, like him. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there in that statement. Obviously, he's looking down his nose at comic book movies, right? Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Hey, you're an adult. You don't pay attention to... Okay, you have the right to like whatever you don't like, but... do you really need to come out and make public statements about it? Especially when you're in the business? Are geared towards kids. Okay, fine. Yeah. Well, kids can watch it, for sure. Not all of it, though, I guess. Is well, James, is there an MCU movie that's too much for kids? If they're curious about it, they can endure it. There's nothing in there that's going to make them go, ooh. Now, some kids may find Thanos scary or, something like that when they're like really small, that kind of thing, right? The second part of it is, and not for adults with no kids like him. So he's saying that because he's an adult, he doesn't have a kid, there's no reason for him to go into a movie theater. And where have you heard that before? Right here on this channel, Mirror Domains, because I've said it countless times. It doesn't make sense for me as a full-grown adult to go sit in a movie theater with a bunch of kids to watch a kids movie like Red or something that like My Little Pony or something. It's just that doesn't seem logical. It's not what a grown adult would. That's my perception of what a grown adult would not do. So that's why here on this channel, you would not see a whole lot of kids' movies and reactions and stuff. Now, I'm going to try to, every now and then, I do try to stretch my my boundaries a little bit. And, I do watch them like Puss in Boots. So I had fun with that. But I went with my niece. So it was kind of like justified, right? So there is a little bit of truth in here. But I'm guessing the most common response to what he's going to be saying here is, how dare Seth Rogen attack our Marvel movies, our comic book movies. He doesn't know what he's talking about. These are the highest grossing movies of all time, and everybody loves the MCU. Everybody has so much fun with him. I'm guessing outrage is going to be the call of the day on this headline. So he says, while admitting the boys would never have worked if not for Marvel's success, he says MCU just isn't made for people like him. People like him. Why do you got to label yourself like that, man? Here's the thing, and you heard this from people like Jonah Hill as well, right? Who's like, I never watched Star Wars before. But you are in the movie industry. You are wanting to make your, money, your income from it. It just seems like logical sense to go out and at least be aware of what the main themes of what's going on in the current industry, right? Say, well, I'm not going to pay attention to Avengers Endgame because, well, I'm here to make my, what was that pickle movie where I get pickled. It's like, what? It's just, this is your industry. If you're a football player, you love to play football, you love to talk football, you live football because you want to be good at it. And I never understood this from like directors that come out and say that comic book movies are below them or, they're not real fair. And I don't understand statements like this. So I half agree with some of what he's trying to say here. Maybe there's a little bit more insight into it. There's a quote here that we'll get to, but I just on the surface level, it's kind of like it doesn't really make sense to me, right? You want to be good at what you want to do at making movies, then you got to study what else is out there and what is resonating with people so that you can go out there and be successful at it, right? It's kind of like me here on YouTube. I got to look at what's going on with like Mr. Beast and stuff, even though that's not material that I cover, but I got to look at those trends because I want to try to stretch my audience. I want to be able to appeal to a wider audience of people, which is why we've expanded the channel and started new things here on the channel, right? And it's really exciting for people. Okay, I don't mean to digress with that. Let's just go into his quote here and see exactly what he said. It's a rather lengthy quote here, so I'll try to read it rather quickly. I think that Kevin Feige is a brilliant guy, and I think a lot of the filmmakers he's hired to make these movies are great filmmakers. But as someone who doesn't have children, it is all kind of geared towards kids, you know. No, we don't know. It's not necessarily all that. It's for everybody, right? There are times where I will forget. I'll watch one of these things as an adult with no kids and be like, oh, this is just not for me. I think that just as naturally as to us, the boys fell into a comic book store landscape as a comic, we thought it would fall into the media landscape as a TV show. But truthfully, without Marvel, the boys wouldn't exist or be interesting. I'm aware of that. Okay, so he is aware of that. I think if it was only Marvel, it would be bad, but it isn't, clearly. Okay, so yeah, that's like those last two sentences tie in this whole argument. I think if it was only Marvel, it would be bad, but I think it isn't clearly. So he's aware of things like The Boys, of like Matt Reeves' The Batman, which was my favorite movie of last year. There are things that will appeal to different audiences there, right? Like not all the kids are going to go and watch Colin Farrell's spinoff of Penguin, right? But they watch The Batman, and that'll be for more adult, fair content. Things that we will want to watch, right? As older citizens of society. I'm not going to, like, bringing into, it shouldn't, I need to make the clear distinction here that there is a difference between the Avengers movie and, say, something like Turning Red. There's a huge difference. And as much as people want to say that Turning Red or like Pixar movies are meant for everybody. Everybody can go see it. Well, yes, you can, but I'm not going to go to the theater to see it. So I agree with Rogan in that sense. But it's also one of those things where if it's on a streaming service or if I'm with a companion that, is wanting to see something like that, then I'll go see it too. I'm just not jumping at the bit to go out to see it. And I think that's maybe what he was trying to say. Because there are stuff like even Watchmen, like the Watchmen series that came out. I had lots of fun with that, and that's more adult. Walking Dead's adult, right? Kids aren't going to watch that stuff, but I think it clearly isn't. So it's kind of like, then Seth, did you really need to say anything about this? Did you really? Is the MCU aimed at children, or are those happy to enjoy childish things? What? Yeah, again, it's just looking down your nose. I'm an adult. I'm responsible. I got kids. I got a family. I got a house. I have responsibilities. And because of that, I can't have fun watching Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. take on a bunch of CGI monsters. I can't enjoy that because I'm too evolved. It's below me. It's like, stop being so, and they'll be the ones that say, stop being so immature, right? They're the ones that tell you that. But it's kind of like, you guys are the ones that are not being very mature, and your whole perspective on society is askew. I don't agree with it. So please, maybe you shouldn't share your opinions. But anyway, it got us talking. It got me talking. What do you guys think about Seth Rogen's MCU comments? Let's not dwell on this because there are some other topics I want to get to today, including, I messed up the sidebar here. Well, we can get into that right now. Avatar 3. Avatar 3. That's something big, right? Is that meant for kids too, Seth? Avatar sequels. Una Chaplin plays Fire Navi leader in Avatar 3. Big time jump set for Avatar 4 and 5. Okay, well, we know that Cameron wanted to eventually bring in Earth at some point to see what Earth looked like, and I'm sure he's going to make it look like a trash uh, dump, right? And say, well, ooh, Pandora is so much like a paradise that can kill you. It's like, well, we know now that the humans are beyond the unobtainium. They want to colonize it. They want to make sure that the atmosphere is going to be suitable. So, okay. And we knew that there was going to be a fire tribe. There's going to be like themes of the earth, wind, and fire, and earth, and all that kind of stuff playing into that. Avatar, it's not that big of a jump. Una Chaplin is going to be playing the leader. Do we got a picture of Una in this? No, we don't. Variety. Very nice. Very, very nice. So we will just highlight this. We will right click and we'll say search Google for Una Chaplin. She'll be playing the leader of the fire tribe. Fascinating. Okay. What else says she being in? Let's just take a look. Her mother is Geraldine Chaplin. Okay. The longest ride. She was in Game of Thrones? Okay. Lullaby? Did I see Lullaby? No, I don't think I did. Treason? She was in some TV stuff, so a lot of TV stuff there. Guardians of Life. Let's see if anything jumps out at me. Taboo. Black Mirror. Any movies? Any movies that jump out at me? What If? Dates? Game of Thrones? Who was she? Oh, Talisa Stark? Really? Okay. Well, she's going to be the big bad guy, or well, we don't know that the fire tribe is going to be bad, right? We're just assuming, or at least I'm assuming. Are you guys assuming? Well, she was a receptionist in Quantum of Solace, the Bond movie that a lot of people forget about. I didn't mind Quantum of Solace. Avatar 3. There you go, guys. Just a quick little update. We know Avatar 3 is all in the can. It's going to come out in 2024, December 2024. What do you think about that? Okay, let's get into opening up this weekend. Let's go over to the old theater listings and see what's there. 80 for Brady is opening up, that road trip movie of a bunch of older women going to Super Bowl to see Tom Brady, and that's very topical for right now, right? Tom Brady produced this himself. He's going to star in this. Well, just probably as like a cameo towards the end, because he just retired from football. Lots of people call him the GOAT, and it's kind of hard not to disagree with that. Sally Field, Bridget Fonda, yeah. Lily Tomlin is in this. Why not? Maybe on Cheap Tuesday I'll go see this. It's something that I'm not really aching to go out and see. It's not obviously for my demographic. So, oh yeah, there we can go. There we go. That's exactly a perfect example of something like I'm not the target demographic for this 80 for Brady. Now, does that exclude me from not wanting to watch it or watching it? No. But at least with that movie, I wouldn't feel, well, maybe there would be a bunch of older people in there watching it with me, but whatever. It was the same way for A Man Called Otto. That was an older audience. You don't see kids in there for that. I don't know. Seth Rogen's quote, I think I'm going to have to sit on that one for a bit. Knock at the Cabin opens up this weekend, and I went out to see it last night. We're going to do a full review for it here in just a few moments. So I got to tell you this. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and if you're curious about this sort of doomsday scenario playing out, where Dave Bautista and these four people come to a cabin and say the apocalypse is going to happen, I would say, out of curiosity to see how he does it, I would go check that out. It's about an hour and 40 minutes there, and it moves pretty quickly too. That opening scene for Knock at the Cabin is just wow. And it's just two people talking. Just two people talking. Yeah. The Chosen, I don't know what that is, season finale. Left Behind, The Antichrist. Religious movie. Pathan is still in theaters. Maybe I'll go see that this weekend. Yeah, I like that. Hindi movie, action. Typical Pudakone. Pudakone? I looked it up once and I forgot. Missing is still in the theaters. That's a good movie to see. And A Man Called Otto, Plane, Megan, Puss in Boots, Last Wish, and Avatar: The Way of Water is all opening up this weekend. Well, not opening, but still in the theaters. But I guess that brings us to Knock at the Cabin. And I guess we can start to talk about that, right? Let me just pull up this and we'll get into my non-spoiler review. Because we're going to do spoilers tomorrow, guys. We're going to talk about Knock at the Cabin, all spoilers tomorrow, in our horror weekly roundup show. Let's take some live comments here before we get into this. Chris Schober says, Dune Part 2 has a release date yet or not? Yes, it does. Dune Part 2 does have a release date. It's November, I think. I need to pull that up because we're going to be talking about, November 3rd. We're going to be talking about Dune Part 2 in just a few moments. A. Weaver says, should be a straight to stream. Who is the demographic indeed? Yeah, for 80 for Brady. There's a couple of those older women going on road trip movies this spring here, and Jane Fonda's in two of them. Arglass says, surely anyone who is a fan of Brady is the target audience. No, I don't think so. A. Weaver says, most fans of Brady aren't exactly fans of Fonda, etc. Two different entirely demo. But it's like them dancing to win, like they schmooze their way into it kind of thing, right? Is that a word, schmooze? Like they riffed their way in by dancing with this guy outside to win tickets to get into the stadium. Hey, if you want to check it out, by all means. As I said, maybe on a cheap Tuesday I'll see it. Arglass also says, you'd have to be straight out of the gate for all M. Night's movies to avoid spoilers online. Yeah. I know that a lot of people will put their spoiler reviews up for this today and stuff. But for me, I just kind of like, I really enjoyed the movie. I know that maybe didn't come out properly yesterday because there's stuff that happened in it where, it gave me, you don't know if you're going to like it or not. But I would say that it's bold. It's bold. Oh, and this is Universal, so maybe we can't use a whole bunch of images from it. Okay, we are underway here. Let's get underway, James. Oh, by the way, the new poll is up for next week's retro movie, guys. We'll talk about that once we're done this review here. Or maybe we can just talk about it now. Yeah, while I warm up this page. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Before we go into this page, guys, before we go into the review, what can you find here on Mirror Domains? Well, we do full live watch-alongs for things like The Last of Us. Oh, and there's the weekly schedule posted in the community tab, guys. So that's what you're going to get for every Sunday. You'll be able to see what's coming up for the new week. But we do things for like, we do watch-alongs for things like The Last of Us every Monday. And episode 4 next week, can't wait for that. We're having lots of fun for that. All Quiet on the Western Front was our catch-up movie from last year. Next week is going to be After Yang, Colin Farrell and a Robot. That's going to be fun to watch. Wednesdays is our franchise movie day. We did Scream. We're going to be doing all the Scream movies. So next Wednesday is going to be Scream 2 for our ramp up to Scream 6 in theaters March 10th. Yesterday was our retro movie for Candyman 1992. We had lots of fun revisiting that one for sure. I need to update that thumbnail. And the new poll is up right now, guys. So I left Total Recall on there, but I added, because it was so sci-fi, I figured let's go with sci-fi. Let's have Total Recall, The Fifth Element, and Starship Troopers are going to be on the poll there for next week, guys. Here's how I'm going to do it too. The top 2 of the poll will continue on and remain in the poll until we watch them. And then the bottom one will just kind of get left off. So sadly, Universal Soldier, well, it may resurface sometime later on. We'll have to see. But those are the picks for next week. You got Starship Troopers, The Fifth Element, Total Recall. I think we're going to have fun next. I just wanted to have some... I wanted to pick a few movies that we could have fun with. And those are very fun movies. So next Thursday, retro movie, guys. Pay attention for that. And it may switch to the mornings as well. Last Saturday, we watched Last Night in Soho. I really, really like that movie. Hands down, my favorite Edgar Wright film for sure. Malignant, Candyman 2021, and Conjuring 3 are in the polls right now for tomorrow's horror movie watch along. Right now, Malignant is in the lead, so it's looking like we might see Malignant tomorrow, guys. 1 p.m., yeah. And then, of course, in the morning, we'll do our spoiler review for Knock at the Cabin. We'll be talking about the spoilers and stuff like that. And you know that we do movie news live here. A Weaver says, is it worth seeing in a theater, worth the price for Knock at the Cabin? I thought it was. Okay. That being said, let's get into this. Let's get into Knock at the Cabin. Full review. No spoilers in this. No spoilers. Knock at the Cabin is an M. Night Shyamalan movie starring Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint. It's a doomsday scenario played out at a cabin in the woods. And let's just go and read the synopsis on the IMDb. It reads, while vacationing, a girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse. The apocalypse. Yes. It comes in at an hour and 40 minutes, and I got to tell you, it moves fast like this. If you are curious about the scenario, like, is it real? Are they a cult? What's going on there? Okay, in the trailers, we saw planes crashing, so something is happening. We saw a big wave, and if you are curious, then go check that out. Yes, you will want to see it. Now, in my initial reaction to it, that's up on the channel right now. I'll leave it linked in the cards as well. I said this. Dave Bautista is easily becoming one of my favorite actors working today. There's something about his manner, the way that he presents himself. The opening scene to this movie is just two people talking, and he's one of the people talking. And you're just glued to what he's saying. It's just like, wow. And it's M. Night Shyamalan too, right? So it's going to have a little bit of a twist. Maybe it has a twist. He kind of uses that to his advantage in this movie. And Dave Bautista is such a haunting performance in this. Easily, right now, guys, as of February 3rd, Knock at the Cabin is my favorite movie of the year. But we're only 1 month in. And it's going to probably hang there in the number one spot. So that's what I thought about it. Now, in my initial response, I said that it does make some questionable decisions. It is a bold movie. As I said, is it about the apocalypse or isn't it? It's kind of questioning that, right? Are these people suffering from some kind of a psychosis, like a collective psychosis? Because they come to the cabin and they're like, you can avert the apocalypse. Wow, that's really an untimely... That's in the trailer, 155. I just clicked to that. Yeah, so it looks like maybe there's some kind of a sacrifice. And what is that, an image there? They're really creepy. Yeah, again, as I said, if these kinds of things, imagery, and just like the whole situation piques your curiosity, then you're going to want to check this out. And as I said, some of those decisions that you do see in there, like something weird's going to go down there, right? It's kind of like, ooh. Now, there's one thing here that I want to scorch, and that's, people may say at one point in it, it's too woke. Well, wash that out of your mouth. They use that for their advantage too. It's kind of like, well, you know, it is about these two parents, and they're trying to make a statement about it, so I don't like that. But don't worry about that. They use that very wisely and effectively for what this movie is all about. Okay? So don't worry about that. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying. 69% by the critics as of 11:30 a.m. on Friday. That'll probably go up hopefully. 69% and 74% by the audience. So yeah, not quite as high like in the 80s or anything like that. As I said, there are some jarring decisions in this that will make you go, we're doing that? We're going there? Wow. Yeah. And I like the directing choices in this too, because it's not all gory at times. The implied violence is sometimes a lot more scarier than actually seeing it. I'm looking at you, Brandon Cronenberg and Infinity Pool. I'm looking at you. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the snapshot reviews and see what we agree with or not. The Tribune News Service says, tweaks to this story, despite the impeccable cinematic craft and tremendous acting on display, hobble the adaptation's power. Right, because this was based on a book, which is something that Shyamalan's been doing. He's been adapting stuff. So I don't know the original story. I guess I need to lead off with that. I haven't read the original story. So I'm sure that there are changes, but I think for the most part, us horror fans are going to like this movie. For the most part. The New York Post says M. Night is a visionary suffering from an astigmatism. So it's that religious angle. Oh yeah, I guess if you are heavily religious, this may... if you believe in like the rapture and stuff like that, you may not like the way that this will press your buttons. I guess I need to, I should have said that in the beginning, but it is part of the formal review here. And I guess people who are like that will have a response to it just like that. Detroit News says, it's just not believable in any way, not as a parable, or definitely not as a thriller. Well, I thought it was very effective as a thriller. I thought it was. Because as I said, it's just kind of like that psychological thing. Is it real or is it not happening? Or, and they play with that. Because you believe it at one point where it's just kind of like, if it's not, then we've done a whole lot of terrible things. And it just, yeah. Do I agree with some of that? Meh, no. But overall, guys, Knock at the Cabin is really worth checking out in the theater. Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint there. Ron Weasley, right? That was cool to see him too in this movie. Good cast, good acting all around. I need to champion that young girl, Kristen Cui, as Wen. She's like the adopted daughter of Eric and Andrew here. Ben Aldridge and Jonathan Groff play the parents, and she does a good job. That young girl, she does a really good job. Dave Bautista, God, just the way that he talks too. You can tell that he's paid. He's done a lot of work to hone his craft as an actor, and him alone is worth seeing this movie. That's what I would say. There's a better look at her. She does a fantastic job in this too. And she goes through a range of emotions. A range. So I would say I'm a little bit higher than the audience score for Knock at the Cabin. I would tell you that it's probably an 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10, maybe even 8.5. I'm sure that if I examine some of this story elements in there, I could say, well, that doesn't make sense. And I know that there's a big glaring thing in here that there's like some missing information and stuff like that. But we'll talk a little bit about that more in our spoiler discussion. That'll be linked in the cards and the description below for tomorrow, where we'll break down some of those questionable decisions and what I would have done and stuff like that. Because that's something that makes you do too. Okay, if this happened to me, how would I handle this situation? That's what Knock at the Cabin will make you do. And that's why I think it's worth going out to see in the theaters. Knock at the Cabin, guys. Are you going to go see it? Are you going to go see it? Good way to start off February, for sure. You're watching Mirror Domains. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe. And let me know what you thought about this movie. Because I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it, too. You're watching Mirror Domains. Okay, that'll be cut out and put out as a separate review on the side. I think I covered everything. My God, when I'm trying to spit out words, sometimes too many words want to come out too fast, right? I gotta slow it down. But that's one of the challenges of doing live stuff, is that you gotta keep it moving. You can't pause for too long, otherwise you just lose momentum of the stream. Our Glass Viking says, great to see Rupert Grint back on the big screen. Yeah, he was good in it. Very effective. If you ever saw Amsterdam last year, Taylor Swift has a big impact in that movie, to start off the movie. And Rupert Grint has a very big moment in this that starts off the movie. Similar to kind of like that. Shocking. Yeah. Very interesting. And it's worth your while. As I said, it's only like an hour and 40 minutes, and it goes by fast. It does. The pacing of it's very good. Indeed. Okay. So, as I said, the spoiler discussion we'll do tomorrow morning. Give you guys a day here to go through it. I know that everybody's going to do their spoiler discussions for it today. At least the big horror fans people will. And well, we'll just handle it accordingly, right? Indeed. All right. Where are we at? Dune Part 2. Yes. Dune Part 2. Dave Bautista talks Dune Part 2, so let's get into that. Dave Bautista teases Austin Butler's terrifying villain in Dune Part 2. Yes, Austin Butler, the guy who played Elvis, is going to be playing Fade Rauta. He's one of the Harkonnens, so he's going to be playing the role that Sting did in the David Lynch's version of Dune. So he's going to be playing a guy that fights Paul Atreides, Timothée Chalamet's character. So what did Dave Bautista say about Austin Butler? He says he's just the sweetest guy you'll ever meet. And that just sounds like Bautista sounds like he's a true mensch. He does, right? I don't know who is this guy. I don't know who this guy was, but it's not Austin Butler. It's not Elvis. His voice is different. His look is different. Everything about his demeanor is terrifying. Talking about Fade, and we haven't seen a shot of him yet as Fade. I'm sure he's going to have like hopefully he'll have the spiky hair or something. Dave Bautista, of course, played the Beast Harkonnen in Dune Part 1. Actually, we need to watch Dune Part 1 sometime this year. Maybe we should do it while I got access. Dune is on Crave, right? Yeah, maybe we need to watch Dune. Maybe we'll do that as part of the catch-up. Dune Part 2 is the release date of November 3rd this year, 2023. So, yeah, we definitely need to watch the first part of Dune, because I want that to be in the annals here in our little catalog. Dune Part 1 streaming. I think it was HBO, right? Yeah. Yeah. Premium subscription on Crave TV. So I got access to Dune. Yeah. Because I'm only going to be having Crave for The Last of Us, so I'm going to have it for 2 months. And in the next 2 months, we'll have to try to squeeze in Dune. Let me just make a confirmation here. Sorry if I'm taking a little bit of a time out here. Because it was an epic movie. Denis Villeneuve. Firestarter's on Crave now. The remake. That's that movie that a lot of people are just kind of like, they didn't like. Okay. Why is it not telling me? Okay, so it's not letting me pick anything. Sorry, you guys can't see this. Okay, there. All right, trending now. I just want to hit the search button here. some reason, it's not letting me search. What would it be under? Drama? Action? Action, right? Or Dune? If I can't search for it, then how the heck am I going to be able to find it? All the Batman movies are on there too. We need to watch Batman. I want to get to Batman as our... Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Dune Part 1. Yeah. 2021. So that... Yeah, we need to revisit. We'll do Dune as a watch along here for sure. Or maybe I'll just wait and I'll sign up for HBO again towards the... I'm sure I'll sign up for it again sometime in the year. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm stalling the show out. Talking about stalling out the show. Let's get back into the headlines. Creed 3. Creed 3. Let's talk about that. And Creed 4. Possible. Creed 4 is happening. For sure. Says Michael B. Jordan. Really? What if Creed 3 bombs? Now, I don't think Creed 3 will bomb. Though it hasn't officially been announced, Creed 4 seems already to be in the works, says Michael B. Jordan. Well, he's directing the third one. And it is really his franchise now, right? Because they've moved on from Rocky. Rocky's not going to be in Creed 3. In an interview with IGN, he said this, Michael B. Jordan said, I want to expand the Creedverse within reason, but definitely expect other things around Creed for sure. Okay, so people are just reading that as more for Creed 4. I'm actually slowly getting hyped for Creed 3. I have to admit that. Because right now, March 3rd, it's just around the corner. Jonathan Majors, we're going to see him this month. February 17th, we're going to see him in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania as Kang. So we'll be looking forward to that. Now, I'm sure he's not going to be in Creed 4, but Michael B. Jordan is optimistic. And, yeah, because Creed 3, I think it's going to do okay. I hope it does. I hope it resonates with fans. I got high hopes for Creed 3. Because it's his first directing project too, right? So, yeah, we'll have to see how he handles this material. He was there for the first two, so it just kind of stands to reason that he'll be able to manage this as well. Our Glass Viking says, is it possible to watch both the old and new Dune back to back to compare them? Should we do Dune? Should we do David Lynch's Dune as a retro movie one week? That's possible. I like this version of Dune. I do. It's a bit long though, right? It's possible. Yeah, we can do that. One week we'll have to tee that up. That sounds like a good plan there, Our Glass Vikings. Yeah, maybe towards the end of February here. Or not in the next week, but yeah, we can do that. We can tee that up. That sounds like a plan. Yes. Dune. It's all about the spice, right? Oh, I got Avatar 3. Oh, that's why. This one got the same. I didn't, I made a... That one was supposed to say Wicked movie and Nanny movie, and then it was supposed to say TV headlines down here. Why didn't that save properly? Okay. Oh, well. Huh. Weird. Where am I at? I'm losing it here. Wicked movie. Let's get back into it. Wicked with, yeah, Ariana Grande. I'm looking forward to this because I want to see what she can do as an actor as well. We only saw her in that Don't Look Up, but she played like a pop star that was kind of like a diva. So it's kind of like that probably wasn't too much of a stretch for her. Of course, this Wicked movie is an adaptation of that play on Broadway, right? It's about the friendship between Elphaba, the Wicked Witch and of the West, and Glinda, the Good Witch. Yeah, and it's going to be into two parts because the story is just that big. Ariana Grande is going to be in this, and it doesn't say if she's going to be the Good Witch or the Bad Witch. I hope she's the Bad Witch. Cynthia Evaro. Yeah. Okay, so John M. Chu is going to be directing this. Praises the director. Maybe we can look that up right now. Yes, in fact, that's what we will do right now. Because I want confirmation if it is on the IMDb, which one is playing the bad one or the good one. Michelle Yeoh is going to be in this, and Jeff Goldblum. Okay, so Ariana Grande's Glinda. And Cynthia Erivo is Elphaba. Okay. So Glinda is the good witch, right? Wicked, and Glinda is the good witch. So she'd be playing the good witch. I thought, oh, that would have been so cool though if she was the evil witch. I think that most people wouldn't be expecting that. That would have been a really cool career choice from her, right? But okay, it is what it is. We know that there's going to be a musical. There are going to be singing parts in this, obviously, right? There has to be. Ariana's got a great voice. And it's really cool too because she talks about her voice quite a bit and how she prepares for singing and stuff, and how she likes constantly rehearses and stuff like that, working out her vocals and stuff like that. She's awesome. I like her. But John M. Chu, just fans are asking, what's it about? I wish I could tell you everything, but I can't. But I want to. Trust me, it's all happening. It's all happening. So there's a clamor for this. People are chomping at the bit for any kind of news. How's Ariana and Cynthia so far? I beg you, give us a little tease or something. I can't contain my excitement every day when I get to hang out with Elphaba and Glinda. Yeah. Okay, but have you cried yet? Way too many times, he says. So he's embellishing a little bit. Are you really cutting the first movie before the last riff of Defying Gravity? Okay, yeah, it's got some token songs in there too, right? I think Gravity was one of the, or Defying Gravity was one of the song names. Ha 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 ha. No, but that would be hilarious just to do to one showing at a theater and record the audience's reaction. So, yeah, I guess this is a shot from the play. This was the wicked one, and this is the good one. Fascinating. Yes. So when is this part 1 going to come out? Expected December 2024 and 2025. So still a year away. Still a year, more than a year. Still, God, almost 2 years away. Wow. Huh. You need that much time. Well, I guess for rehearsals, you want to get it right. Yeah. All right, what's next? The Nanny Movie. Is that going to happen? Do we need a Nanny Movie? Do we? Potential Nanny Movie teased by Fran Drescher. Fran Drescher is an amazingly beautiful woman. I watched the occasional episode of The Nanny. I wasn't a diehard fan of it. I even saw her on Night Court. She was on the original Night Court in one episode. I thought she was always great. I guess she was at a fan expo or something, in an interview with Parade. Okay, interview with Parade. She said, I think that the movie will be a combination of a new story and the original cast. Some would somehow would dovetail into another. We're actually meeting with the president of Sony in a couple of weeks because it is the Nanny's 30th anniversary come November, and we want to discuss what we could possibly do to create some excitement for the fans in celebration of this auspicious occasion. Well, I don't know about the younger kids in the cast. I don't know, other than Fran Drescher and the guy who played the butler. The butler guy went on to do more stuff too, right? He was our villain in a couple of Star Trek Next Generation episodes as Professor Moriarty. And he's going to be in the new season of Picard as well, too. So he's still working. He was also a captain or something in Hunt for Red October, right? Yeah. I don't know, Nanny Movie. Possible. Doesn't seem like it's greenlit or anything like that. Fran Drescher. Why not? Back on the big screen. Is the Nanny Movie going to be a horror show? A Weaver. Well, yeah, her voice, like she succumbed to that. She did her high voice once, and people resonated with it, and she just ran with it. Like she doesn't talk like that in real life, and she had some health problems along the way too, didn't she? Like she had a health scare, but I think she overcame that. Um, Good for her, and I don't know. I'll keep my eye out on that. All right, let's get into some TV headlines. Um, because we getting up there. Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches. So somebody's watching the Mayfair Witches. I watched the first episode. I recorded the second episode. I just haven't sat down to watch it. So that is kind of my reaction to it. It wasn't enough there to catch me and drag me in. I found like the pacing of the pilot episode was very disjointed. It jumped all over the place. I didn't like it for that, but I do like Alexandra Daddario for season 2. So there is going to get a season 2 of the Mayfair Witches. Maybe I do need to sit down and watch the next couple episodes of Mayfair Witches. I did find it fascinating. The concept was fascinating. She's like a neuroscientist who has like psychic powers that I guess are there because she's from a lineage of witches. I do like Alexandra Daddario quite a bit. She wasn't the problem. It was the story. It was the pacing. And what I mean by disjointed is that there's stuff that takes place while she's older. Her character is older, and there's stuff where that takes place when she's younger. And it's just kind of like it flips in between the two, and it's kind of like, why? Anne Rice, though, okay. Season 2, maybe it'll find its own, right? CW Guts Development current departments and latest shift away from scripted originals. So the CW, well, Zaslav, said that they wanted to, I don't know, they want to tie more of the TV stuff in. CW has kind of been off doing their own kind of stuff. I don't know. Executive VP current Michael Roberts and Executive VP Development Gray Hirsch are among those who were let go Thursday. It's kind of a shakeup there. We know that things like the Flash TV show are coming to an end. Batgirl or Batwoman isn't going. Yeah, that's all done. All that stuff is going to be done. It's time to move on from that stuff. Supergirl's done. I think I heard them say that Superman and Lois only has 2 more seasons or something. Is that really tied to the CW, though? I don't know. Just an interesting headline I thought I'd pull from TV stuff. Did you know that Sylvester Stallone is a reality show coming? Yeah. So what is it called? It's called The Family Stallone. Follows the iconic action star and his family. So they want to get into the reality TV show biz. I like this jacket. I used to have a coat like that, but I got rid of it out of resentment because it was from a company that I used to work with. But anyway, do you want to watch Sylvester Stallone reality show? I know that he's got a big following on the social medias. Lots of people follow him on TikTok and stuff, right? Very interesting. Huh. Talking about being renewed. Night Court Season 2 moving forward at NBC. I'm 4 episodes into Night Court. I still am yet to have a really good laugh. And talking about Michelle, or was it Melissa, right? Melissa Rauch? I need to look up her name and how she pronounces it. Melissa Rauch, right? She's the new judge. She was just like Fran Drescher. She did a high-pitched voice once, and then she had to do it constantly for The Big Bang Theory, right? She doesn't really talk like that, and she talks normally in this show. I wanted to talk about it because I do have high hopes for it. It just hasn't resonated with me yet. There, like the last episode 4, the bailiff went on and on about Die Hard. I was like, what? What? What the heck is that? we don't know really what their jam is. As a cast, they haven't clicked for me yet. As an ensemble, it hasn't clicked for me yet. So hopefully that comes together soon. I guess it has gotten good numbers. The premiere broke massive records for NBC. So, hey, I said it in my pilot episode review for it. Sometimes, the original Night Court, the first season was rough. It didn't really find its footing until like the third season. The third season, right? I think they need to rotate some cast in and out and find that chemistry between, because that's what made the first one, and that's what makes all shows successful, is that the cast has to have that chemistry and where they can bounce off of each other, right? And we just haven't gotten that yet in this series, but I got my high hopes for it. A. Weaver says, just another gorgeous neuroscientist with supernatural powers, talking about Mayfair witches. Yeah. It is what it is. 90s show was really cute, by the way. I never watched the 70s show, so I'm not as tied to that one as some people. Mark Glass Viking says, is the new Night Court film before a live audience, or is it canned laughter? I don't know if it's film. It's definitely got a laugh track, and the laugh track does no favors for it, because people are laughing at somebody taking a thermos and putting it down on the table. What's funny about that? Like Jesus. Even I'd have to be heavily sauced to laugh at some of that stuff. And hey, I don't drink anymore, so it is what it is. Yeah, cool. What is next? Are we on to hit or miss now? Is that all the TV stuff? Yeah, that's all the TV stuff. Oh. Yeah. Hit or miss. Hit or miss headlines. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. Activision Blizzard to pay $35 million to settle workplace charges. I only pulled this one because I play World of Warcraft, guys. And Blizzard owns World of Warcraft. And I just pulled this because, well, yeah, there was a big scandal over the last couple of years of like the workplace environment being hostile, a lot of inappropriate behavior by males, and they've really cracked down on that stuff. So I guess they had to pay out $35 million. They've even gone into the actual games itself and started to change some of the things that used to be pretty risque and taken all that stuff out, because I guess the HR department came in and said, we're finally putting our foot down here, and we're going to corral, because it felt like it was run by a bunch of college kids, college guys with high libidos. That's what I would say. Okay. And I would love to do an hour streaming of WoW with you guys on like Twitch or something each day, but my machine just is not capable of it. So when I do get a new rig, that'll be in the works. We'll do that for sure, because I play World of Warcraft. What else is out there for hit or miss? Ice-T is to be honored with Hollywood Walk of Fame star this month. Cool. We like Ice-T here on this channel, right? Now, he does a lot of TV stuff, but he has had his share in movies. I think one of the first movies I saw him in was a movie called Trespass with Ice Cube and Bill Paxton and William Sadler, right? These guys try to pull off a heist or something in an abandoned warehouse, and they stash their goods there, and then they try to rob one of each other, and then this gang comes in led by Ice-T. So there's like this showdown in this old warehouse, Trespass. If I can find that, we should watch that one, because that one was actually pretty good. But Ice-T getting honored, that's pretty cool in my books. And he's got a really quirky sense of humor too. I like his sense of humor. Owen Wilson's upcoming comedy Paint gets new release date for theaters. I guess this one got pushed around a little bit. where he plays kind of like an artist in the vein of Bob Ross. Um, Actually, he gets accused of stealing the methodology, right, of this kind of the wet on wet painting style. Paint. So the new date will be April 7th in theaters. Yeah. Yeah, there's Bob Ross right there. He's the guy that inspired me to paint, as you can sort of see in the background there, for sure. You can see some of the styles in there. I haven't worked on that one because I'm just painting is something like like doing live shows. You got to keep that muscle up there, worked out. I don't want to touch that until I feel confident again to work on it. Plus, I don't have good paints. Good paints are so expensive now. Geez, my God, a small little tube like this is like $10 or more, like $14. I think I saw for quality paint. For quality paint, quality paint that doesn't have like an opacity that you put it on and it's kind of like you can see through it. Yeah. What's next? Madonna tries out Jenna Ortega's Wednesday dance in a new TikTok. Yeah, Wednesday. That dance scene, you watch people's reactions to it, and it resonates with people, and that's cool. I like dancing, and I like how it inspires people, right? And Jenna Ortega, cultural phenomenon that was. It truly was. Everybody's out there trying to do their dance interpretations of it. This is on her Madonna's TikTok. Lady Gaga did this dance too, right? So, well, I guess Madonna wanted to get into the the meme as well. I think I preferred Lady Gaga's version of the dance. It is what it is. That was kind of cool. All right, where are we at? I think that's it for today. That's all I got. Let's just go over and take a look at the old Twitter Roundup and see what's going on out there. See if I missed anything. See if any new trailers dropped, James, on your YouTube page. Because yesterday we watched that trailer for that new Jake Gyllenhaal movie from Guy Ritchie. He made it look so easy and fun. Yeah, Bob Ross, he did. And I love the song used for the dance. Yeah, that was a good dance. Good song too. All right, no new trailers. Let's just see what else is out there in case I missed it. Jude Law and Nicholas Hoult will star in true crime The Order. Okay. True crime film The Order. It follows a lone FBI agent trying to uncover crimes of a group of dangerous domestic terrorists inspired by a radical, charismatic leader, Hoult. So Hoult will be playing one of the bad guy. So I guess he won't be the... Oh, yeah. There were talks that he might be up for the Batman role in the new DCU. But we got the accounts that they wanted to go with an older Batman that would have a son, Damian Wayne, as Robin. Would Nicholas Hoult be old enough to play that role? I guess he's in his 30s. He would have he would have to have been like 15 when he sired Damian Wayne. I don't know. Jude Law would be old enough to play that role. But that's too old of a Batman, I would say. I don't know. Very interesting. Toni Collette and Odessa Young will star in writer-director revenge thriller Prima Donna. The drama revolves around dysfunctional family dynamics, the dangers of ambition, and the lengths we will go to make our mark on the world. Toni Collette, top-class talent. Hereditary ages like a fine wine. It does. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer is reportedly expected to premiere at Cannes in May. Okay. Oh, so yeah, I guess May is just around the corner. Hopefully it gets here sooner rather than later, because right now it's like -20 outside. Damn you. It's sunny at least, but it's -20. Anyway, yeah, the film stars Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Robert Downey, Christopher Nolan. It's going to be on a lot of people's most anticipated of the year. You want to check out what this R.I.P. Fred is, don't you? I know you do. So let's just take a look. Fred La Marmotte, Quebec's groundhog, died last night. Oh, is that the groundhog that they use in Quebec? He was taken too young, 2009 to 2023. Rest in peace. Fred, you had a good run. On Groundhog Day, too. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Huh. Poor old Fred. All right, anyway. Sabrina Carpenter. Okay. Photographed. What movie is he watching? He's watching Babylon. That's what he's watching. Because he's in Babylon. What movie was he watching? I forgot what it was. It was one of the first talking films, wasn't it? It was Singing in the Rain. He was watching Singing in the Rain, right? Oscar nominee Hong Chow. Upcoming slate of films include films by Wes Anderson, Yorgos Lanthimos. Yeah, we talked about him yesterday. She is a good actress. She was also in The Menu. I would love to watch that movie with you guys too. If you had an Oscars ballot, who would you quartet of acting winners be? We'll play that game closer to Oscars. A bidding war for Zach Krieger's Weapons movie. And I guess Jordan Peele lost out in that bid because Jordan Peele wanted his movie. And Jordan Peele parted ways with his manager over that loss. Jordan Peele was upset because he wanted to because Zach Krieger directed Barbarian. There was a bidding war for his movie, The Weapons. We talked about that last week on the horror movie Roundup show. Game of Thrones star Una Chaplin. Okay, yeah, we talked about that today too, didn't we? We talked about that. Octavia Spencer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Lucy Liu will be in a comedy, Nobody, Nothing, Nowhere. The film is set to begin filming this summer. I like that cast. Dave Bautista, Fade Rotha's Dune Part 2. Yeah, well, we talked about that one already too. Good. So I think we got everything here, guys. Percy Jackson and the Olympians has wrapped filming. Cool. What's this? Is that Kate Winslet? What's she in here? First look at Kate Winslet in HBO's The Palace. Tells the story of 1 year within the walls of the palace of an authoritarian regime as it begins to unravel. Okay, well, that sounds fascinating. Kate Winslet, top tier talent again. I like, she's one of my favorite actresses too. Tom Hardy and Zazie Beetz will star in Apple TV thriller series Lazarus. Lazarus. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, and that's where we ended off yesterday. We watched that trailer for Covenant. All right, guys, I think that's it for me today. It's 12:05. We have an afternoon available to us, and I don't know what we were going to do. I'm thinking... I do want to get around to watching Candyman while it's still fresh. I don't know if we're going to watch it today, though. I think I'm just going to publish a bunch of shorts this afternoon. I may turn on the camera and play a game of 4-player chess. But if I do watch the Candyman, because I'm just pulling up the poll here, because I think Malignant is going to win for tomorrow. I may actually feel, because I said that I want to watch it. I want to watch it for myself. And because we just watched the 1992 Candyman. I think it'll resonate with me a little bit more if we go ahead and watch Candyman this weekend. So maybe on Sunday we'll do a special horror movie morning show. And we'll watch Candyman 2021 because I'm just pulling up the poll here. I don't think Candyman 2021 is going to win. Because I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this up, and we won't decide until like 12 o'clock tomorrow. Like I'm going to put the thumbnail up with all three of them, and we'll go for that. Malignant is winning 43%. Conjuring 3, and Conjuring 3's pulled up. It's equal the race with Candyman 2021. But I just figured we might as well put the Candymans in a package together. And as I said, the weakest one will get dropped off that list. But if we knock off Candyman, we can do that this weekend, I think, right, guys? We're gonna have lots of fun watching Malignant tomorrow too. I need James Wan. He's a master, right? Yeah. So, and then of course tomorrow we're doing. It's already listed up on the channel. Yeah. That's it for me today, guys. Go and see Knock at the Cabin this weekend, and let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Come join us tomorrow for a spoiler talk about it, and have a nice weekend, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Stephen Colbert had a hilarious monologue about Groundhog Day last night. Oh, did he? Canada has a Groundhog Day too. Cool. Yeah, we do. Ours here in Ontario, his name is Willie, Wyerton Willie. And actually they just replaced that one too, because the original one recently passed on, I think like last year or something. Yeah. But ours said only 6 more weeks. So I don't know. It's -20 outside. Sunny though. It looks like it's nice outside, but it's not. It is what it is. Let's just, maybe as a lark here, let's pull up what's going on in the big, what the heck's going on out here? Suspected Chinese spy balloon triggers diplomatic crisis. This is the political. I don't like these pages because it's all political stuff. You rarely get world news on this stuff, right? On these pages. Yeah, let's not do that. Actually, hey. Let's see what's trending. I know I'm going a little bit overtime here, but I want to see what the trending searches are over on Google. More trending searches for February. We started off doing this a little bit, didn't we? But we found that most of it was just sports stuff. Lakers, Derek Carr, Chinese spy balloon. Yeah, we just saw that on the CNN page. What the heck is this? U.S. detects suspected Chinese spy balloon. Ooh, that's not good. I hope that there's no war or anything like that. Man, if the Western world goes to war with China, that's not going to be good. Because we can't just, yeah. Because then Russia will get involved. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. I don't like that headline. What did the groundhog see on 2023? Punxsutawney Phil sees his shadow. Okay. Amazon stock. Joe Mixon, the Bucks, Apple stock. So it's mostly stocks and sports. Every now and then, the occasional movie news headline comes in here, right? Like, Jessica Simpson reveals secret romance with massive movie star. Is Mark Wahlberg the massive movie star? Did she have a romance with Mark Wahlberg? She stopped singing, right? She doesn't make any more songs, right? Or was she an actor? No, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, this is just spinning our wheels here. All right, guys, that's it for me today. See you next time. Enjoy your weekend. And on I'll see you tomorrow for more stuff, more horror stuff.